Chosen one, please listen closely, for the atmosphere in the unseen realm has just undergone a violent shift in your favor. Exactly 3 hours ago, a divine decree of justice was executed that you were never supposed to witness, but God says you must now understand. The woman who meticulously designed an evil plan to destabilize your peace has just seen that very plan backfire with a force she cannot contain. You were guided to this moment, at this precise second of your life, not by a digital algorithm, but by a higher intelligence that saw the tears you cried when you thought no one was watching. Heaven has intervened because she mistook your silence for weakness and your kindness for a target. But while she was plotting your downfall, the universe was orchestrating your defense. The justice that hit her is not about revenge. It is about the restoration of your divine right to walk in peace. You are here to receive the confirmation that your frequency is now untouchable. The interference has been cleared, and the very trap she set for you has become the platform for your promotion. Take a deep breath. Chosen one, the battle is over, and your new season has begun. I need you to stay with me until the very end of this journey today, because what I am about to reveal is far more than just a message of comfort. It is a spiritual roadmap for the season you have just entered. By the end of this message, 3 specific things will happen for you. First, you will understand the hidden reason why every weapon formed against you in the last season eventually lost its edge. Second, I am going to give you a specific mental framework to protect your frequency from future interference. And third, I will reveal a truth about your actual identity that has been hidden from you since childhood to protect your mission on this earth. This is the reason you have felt different, the reason you have felt isolated, and the reason why justice had to act so decisively on your behalf today. There is something you felt 3 hours ago, even if you could not put a name to it. Perhaps it was a sudden chill, or a strange, unexplainable sigh of relief that left your body while you were doing something mundane. Imagine you are sitting in your room, watching the lights of the world pass by your window, and for the first time in months, the air around you does not feel crowded with anxiety. The glass is cold, the room is quiet, but inside your chest, there is a warmth returning. This is not a coincidence. This is the frequency of justice settling into your space. Notice how your chest feels tighter than it should have been. Notice how your mind has been louder than usual lately. And notice how your spirit has felt crowded even when you were physically alone. This somatic weight you have been carrying was the energetic residue of the plan she was building against you. But as of 3 hours ago, that weight has been redirected. God is showing me that while she was whispering in dark corners, trying to dim the light you carry, the Father was already signing the order for your protection. The first mystery we must peel back is the nature of this backfire. In the spiritual realm, there is a law of reflection that the ego often forgets. What she intended to be your cage has instead become her own confinement. What she thought was a secret attack was actually a divine setup for her exposure. You have been walking through a season of shadows, wondering if anyone saw the unfairness of it all. I am here to tell you that the universe saw everything, every slanderous word, every hidden trap, and every attempt to drain your energy has been recorded and neutralized. If your spirit just confirmed that, if something in your chest shifted when you heard those words, I want you to anchor this moment. You do not need to move, and you do not need to say a word out loud. Instead, I want you to perform a simple mental activation. Imagine a golden seal being placed over the center of your heart. As you breathe in, see this seal glowing brighter, pushing out any remaining shadows of betrayal. This is your divine confirmation. If you can feel that golden light expanding, type 777 in the comments below to seal this frequency over your life. You are not the person you were when you pressed play on this message. That version of you was still waiting for an answer. This version of you is standing in the middle of the breakthrough. But this is only the beginning of what I want to show you. The justice that hit her 3 hours ago was just the first domino. There is a deeper layer to why this had to happen now, and what it reveals about your immediate future is something most people never get to see. Let me show you why your silence in the face of her plan was actually your most powerful weapon, and why the next phase of this revelation will explain the unexplainable dreams you have been having lately. Let me tell you what is really happening behind the veil of your silence. Most people think silence is an empty space where nothing happens, but God says your silence in the face of her plan was actually a spiritual position of high authority. While she was waiting for your reaction, expecting you to defend yourself or strike back with the same heavy energy she used, you gave her nothing. And because you gave her nothing, her evil plan had nowhere to land. It is as if she threw a stone at a reflection in the water, only to realize that the target was never truly there. Every day you did not react was a day her plan failed. Your silence was not weakness. Your silence was warfare. Remember the ancient pattern of Esther and the man named Haman. He built a gallows specifically to destroy someone he hated, believing his plan was foolproof. But because the chosen remained in alignment with the higher will, the very gallows Haman built became the site of his own judgment. This is exactly what hit her 3 hours ago. The universe has a law that she ignored. You cannot use the weapons of darkness to destroy a child of light without those weapons eventually seeking their creator. I promise to show you why you felt stuck, and here is the truth that changes your perspective. You felt a heavy fatigue that sleep could not fix. You noticed a physical tension in your chest and shoulders that felt like you were carrying a weight that did not belong to you. This was not regular anxiety. This was your spirit processing the weight of the interference she was projecting toward you. You felt stuck because you were in a period of divine incubation. God was holding you still so that when the backfire occurred, you would be safely out of the blast radius. You were being insulated, not isolated. If this message just brought clarity to your confusion, if something in your spirit just clicked and you finally understand why the delay was necessary, I want you to confirm it right now. Type, "I see it" in the comments below. By typing those words, you are acknowledging that your spirit recognizes the divine strategy at work. This recognition is the first step toward reclaiming your power. But there is a deeper layer to this mystery that I have not told you yet. There is a reason why you have struggled to remember your full authority until this exact moment. There is a devastating reason why your celestial memory has been partially blocked during this trial. Think about it. If you had known since childhood exactly how powerful you were, if you had possessed full awareness of the protection surrounding you, the dark forces in this world would have attempted to eliminate you before you ever reached this threshold. Your amnesia was not a punishment. It was a strategic protection. But as of 3 hours ago, that protection has served its purpose. The shield of hiddenness is being lifted because you are now strong enough to carry the weight of your own glory. But before I show you the specific tool to recalibrate your mind for this new authority, you need to understand one thing. The backfire she is experiencing is not just a personal failure for her. It is a sign that a major obstacle between you and your destiny has been permanently removed. There is one thing she did that was the final straw, a specific action she took that triggered this immediate justice. And when you hear what it was, you will understand why the next shift in your life will be so massive that it might even make you feel uncomfortable. Let me show you what really happens when an awakened soul finally sees through the illusion of their enemies. The illusion she created was designed to make you feel small, but 3 hours ago, she took the one step that heaven could not ignore. She tried to touch your destiny at the root, and in doing so, she touched the very heart of the Creator. God says your protection is active because you possess a hidden authority she does not understand. But have you ever wondered why your breakthroughs sometimes feel delayed, as if your prayers are hitting a brass ceiling? It is because your brain is stuck in a frequency of survival. This is the decline effect that has been suppressing your God-given genius since childhood. But there is a super brainwave called gamma. It is the frequency of intuition, the genius state that children possess naturally. As a chosen one, you were born with higher gamma levels than average, which is why you felt so magical and connected as a child. But the systems of this world have turned that frequency off. I want to show you something that Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years developing in labs at places like MIT and Harvard. It is called the Genius Song. This is not just a digital audio track. It is a sacred technology for your spirit. It takes only 7 minutes a day to listen with headphones while you rest your eyes, and it begins to recalibrate your mind back to the gamma genius frequency. Dr. Lake even included elements of this in his larger research known as the youthful brain to ensure the mind remains sharp and vibrant. People like the teacher from Texas have reported that after listening, their brain fog evaporated and the decisions they had been putting off for years were suddenly made with total clarity. Usually, to get this kind of brain entrainment, you would need biofeedback therapy costing $300 an hour or specialized equipment worth $7,000. The Genius Song was originally priced at $49, but because this is your divine appointment, Dr. Lake has lowered it to $39 for those led to this message today. This investment in yourself includes 4 special bonuses, including the Genius Child Track and a guided visualization for your abundance and health. There is a full money-back guarantee, so the only risk you face is the cost of staying exactly where you are. Please be careful, as there are many fake websites and counterfeit versions on Amazon or Spotify that do not have the real brain entrainment technology. The only way to receive the original Genius Song and all the bonuses is through the link in the description and the pinned comment below this message. Investigate this path only if your spirit resonates with this recalibration. Now that the interference from her evil plan has been neutralized and your frequency is rising, we must look at the next layer of this mystery. The justice that hit her 3 hours ago has done more than just stop an enemy. It has unlocked a doorway for you that has been closed for decades. The doorway that was closed for decades is not a physical entrance. It is the threshold of your original identity. For too long, you have been trying to fit into a story that was written for someone smaller than you. You have felt a deep guilt for pulling away from certain people, a heavy feeling in your spirit whenever you chose your peace over their chaos. God says you must understand that boundaries are not betrayal, distance is not rejection, and silence is not cruelty. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to outgrow places. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself that no longer serve the mission you were born to fulfill. This is where you must apply what I call the permission protocol. Take a slow breath right now and mentally whisper to yourself, I release the need to be understood by those who are committed to misunderstanding me. I give myself permission to be powerful. Imagine a heavy, gray cloak falling off your shoulders and dissolving into the floor. This is the weight of their expectations that you are no longer required to carry. If you can feel the chains of that guilt breaking, type I release in the comments to anchor this freedom in the physical world. This internal shift is what the universe was waiting for before it could execute justice on your behalf 3 hours ago. Because you finally chose to value your own light, the higher intelligence was authorized to remove the interference. I have seen others who used the original Genius Song and then moved into a deeper phase called neuroactive, where their clarity became so sharp they could detect an illusion before it was even fully formed. This is the truth about who you are. You are the truth carrier. You are the one who sees through the masks, the one who cannot live inauthentically. This is why her evil plan had to backfire, because darkness cannot coexist with the level of truth you are now beginning to embody. The justice that hit her was simply the universe balancing the scales that your growth had already tipped. But we are approaching the most critical moment of this entire message. Do not say amen yet, because there is a specific declaration I am about to speak over your life. That is the absolute reason you were led here. Stay with me, because what happens next is not just information, it is a sacred activation that will stay with you long after you leave this space. The deepest mystery of why justice hit her exactly 3 hours ago is now ready to be revealed. It was not just because of her actions, but because of your internal alignment. At that precise moment, something in your spirit reached a threshold where you stopped asking for permission to exist and started occupying your divine authority. The universe responded to your frequency. I hear the Father saying, "I did not bring you through the fire to let you be consumed by a shadow. I brought you through the fire to prove that you are unburnable." This is the original meaning of the word shalom. Most people think it simply means to restore what was taken, but in the ancient Hebrew, shalom means to be made complete and to be paid back with heavy interest. God is not just stopping the plan that backfired, He is overpaying you for every hour of peace she tried to steal from you. As we move into this sacred closing, I want you to sit in this frequency of triumph. We stand in gratitude for the hidden defense that has been operating on your behalf. We acknowledge the weight you carried in the dark and the faithfulness you showed when you had no evidence of victory. And right now, we perform the release. I want you to mentally drop the old story of being a victim. Release the need for an apology she will never give. Release the gray cloak of guilt. Release the frequency of survival. Release the memory of the betrayal. Release the fear of the next attack. Release the attachment to who you used to be. It is gone. It is neutralized. It is finished. I now activate the truth carrier within you. I activate the spiritual warrior who does not need to shout to be powerful. I activate the divine connections that are already moving toward you because your frequency has finally cleared. You are being deployed into a season where your light will no longer be hidden. You are entering what I call Destiny's embrace, a place where your purpose and your reality become one. Repeat these words in the silence of your heart with unshakable conviction. I am protected. I am favored. I am the light that darkness cannot consume. I am walking in divine justice. I am ready for the overflow. This is the peak of your transformation. This is the moment the backfire was designed to produce. But do not say amen yet. I want you to sit in this sacred frequency for 60 seconds. Notice the shift in the room. Feel the weight of this truth settle into your bones and let the universe seal this authority over your life. You are not the same person who pressed play on this message. You are not just leaving a message. You are leaving a season of being a target and entering a season of being a testimony. If this word brought clarity to your confusion and peace to your chaos, let your like be your amen without words. Pressing that button sends this light further into the collective field where another chosen one is waiting for this exact confirmation. For those who felt their spirit vibrate when I spoke about recalibrating your genius frequency, remember that the original Genius song is available for you in the pinned comment. It is the sacred technology provided for this specific shift in your mental authority. Investigate it only if you feel the resonance. And one more thing, there is someone in your life right now who needs to hear this. Someone who has been pulled away from everyone. Someone who has been unusually quiet lately. Someone who looks fine on the outside, but you know they are struggling to explain a weight they cannot name. Share this message with them. Your obedience in sharing could be the exact answer to the prayer they whispered 3 hours ago. You are the messenger. You are the cycle breaker. Go forth in peace, for the battle is won and the path is clear. It is done. It is sealed, and so it is.